Hello children, Shapes, Class 3, Subject Maths, and this is the Chapter 1. So can you name these shapes? Yes, it is a square, rectangle, triangle, circle. You may not know about pentagon and hexagon, right? So pentagon has 5 sides in it and hexagon has 6 sides in it. Okay, so you will study about all these things in your next class. So properties of 2D shapes. So in today's class, we will be talking about the 2D shapes and the properties of 2D shapes and about 3D shapes and the properties of 3D shapes. So first, let's talk about the properties of 2D shapes. So are they all made of sides? So you have seen the diagrams here? Yes. So do they have sides here? Yes or no? Yes. So they are made up of sides. Are they enclosed? Is it closed? Yes, it is a closed figure. Do they all have angles? Yes, of course they have angles. And do they occupy space? They will occupy some space, right? Yes. So for all these questions, the answer is yes. So an enclosed shape is made of sides, angle, and it occupies space, which we call area or region. Next, let's talk about all the shapes in detail. So first, let's talk about the triangle. So a triangle has 3 sides and 3 corners. Sides in the sense what, children? Do you know? This is 1 side, 2 side and 3 sides. Okay? So what do you mean by corners? These are the corners. 1, 2 and 3. So a triangle has 3 sides and 3 corners. Square. So a square has how many sides? Can you please count here? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 sides it has and 4 corners it has. And do you observe one thing here? So all the 4 sides of a square are have same length. Yes or no? If one is 3 centimeter, then all the other sides will also be 3 centimeters. Okay, which means all the 4 sides are of the same length. Next shape is the rectangle. Here you can see a rectangle also has 4 sides and 4 corners. But what is the difference between a square and a rectangle? In case of a square, you have all the 4 sides equal, whereas in case of a rectangle, you have 2 opposite sides as equal, which means you have 2 short sides and 2 long sides, where those both are equal again. Example, if this side is 3 centimeter, then the opposite side is also 3 centimeter. And if this side is 4 centimeter, then the opposite is also 4 centimeter. Is it clear, children? So a rectangle has 4 sides and 4 corners just like the square, but it has 2 short sides and 2 long sides. Next shape is circle. So a circle has no corners and of course no sides, but here it is written as one side. So that one side is nothing but it is a line which separates the inside and outside of a circle. That is nothing but the curved line of a circle is represented as one side in this case. Okay, a circle has no corners. Next is the quadrilateral. So quadrilateral has 4 sides and 4 angles. So when you hear the 4 side and 4 angle, so which shape comes to your mind? Yes, it is nothing but the square and rectangle. Yes, so square and rectangle both are said to be quadrilaterals because both has 4 sides and 4 angles in it. Okay, and the lines which join the opposite corners of a quadrilateral are called diagonals. So what do you understand by this? See, if this is a quadrilateral, the opposite line which joins the 2 corners are called as diagonals. So here in the quadrilateral, you have 2 diagonals. Next, let's talk about the properties of 3D shapes. Okay, so 3D shapes have length, width and height. So most importantly, they occupy space. Even 2D shapes were occupying space. Now 3D shapes are also occupying space. A face you have something called as face. So a face is the flat surface on solid shape. So whenever you have any shape, solid shape, 3D shape, so the flat surface is called as face. And what do you mean by edge? An edge is the side where two faces come together. Okay, when two faces meet, that line, that edge, we call edge that. Okay, so that side is nothing but the edge. And what do we mean by vertex or corner? So it is formed when three or more edges meet at a point. So whenever two or three edges meet at a point, then we call that as a vertex. So these are few 3D objects you can see. And 3D objects, you have sphere, cylinder, a ball, all these comes under the example of 3D objects. So sphere is a 3D object, as you can see. Cylinder is a 3D object. So ball looks like a sphere, therefore ball is also a 3D object. So what do you mean by cylinders? You can see two cylinders here. One is called solid cylinder and one is called hollow cylinder. Okay, how solid cylinder is formed? When coins are placed one above the other, we get a solid cylinder, which means it will be full. The cylinder will not have any holes in it. It is not a hollow. Okay, it is fully filled. It is called as solid cylinder. What happens when you place bangles one above the other? You get a hollow cylinder, which means inside that, in center of that cylinder, you will have some space. So that space, therefore, it is called as hollow cylinder. Okay, understood the difference between solid cylinder and hollow cylinder? So what did we learn in this video? So we have identified the 2D shapes and about the 2D shapes properties, right? And we have studied about the 3D shapes and the properties. So these are the few questions that you have to answer, children. So first question, how many sides are there in a triangle? Second question, name the two shapes that has 4 sides. And third question is, a ball is a cylinder, true or false? I hope you have understood. Thank you, children.